Hey guys, this is Fatima with the Twirling Feathers. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and wanted to go over just a couple of things with y'all. I have a lot of questions about people asking me, what do you mean about watering down paint? And what do you mean about your cinnamon technique? So I'm going to show you those two things right here. They're very simple. So right now I've got some orange right here on my plate because I just finished doing another video for something else. So I've got some orange right here, and so when I say I water down my paint, what I do is I take my brush, and don't mind my cup here, but I take my brush, I've got water in here, I take my brush, I go over to my paint, I just go ahead and put that water on my paint like this. So pretty much I'm watering that down. So it's becoming very, very thin, and it's also becoming very diluted, and the orange is a lot lighter, or the brown, or whatever color I'm doing. So that's what watering down means. You're just watering down that paint and getting it very, very light so that when you put it on whatever it is you're doing, it's a lighter coat of it. Okay, so that's all that is. And also sometimes I will add, I have this jar that I keep over here, and it's coffee, water, cinnamon, there's clove in there, there's nutmeg in there. I've used this to stain my material, to stain my doilies. Somebody asked me about the doilies that I had on those cans, and I did antique them, and I antiqued them in this. But you can also use it in your paint. So I'm going to rinse this off a little bit just to kind of get that orange off, which really doesn't make too much of a difference. But so I'm going to take this and I'm going to add it to my orange right here. And so basically what that's going to do is just going to make that orange more of an antique-y, a grungy kind of looking orange. And so it just kind of totally changed the color of that orange from this brighter orange to now this more grungy, more of a darker orange. So that's what it does right there. So you can play around with so many things on in your paint. You can add a little cornstarch to your paint and you can make it thicker. I don't have cornstarch here handy, but yeah, so don't be afraid to experiment with your paint and do different things to it to see what kind of texture you get from it. And but that's what that is right there. And let me see. And then my cinnamon technique. I don't have anything here that I was painting on right at this moment. But the cinnamon technique, what I like to do is I have my, let me see if I've got something I can show you a little better. Okay, I'll show it to you on this tag probably here. Let's see if it'll work. This is obviously a very burnt tag right here. But say I wanted to do my cinnamon technique on this tag. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to paint it orange. Okay, put the orange on here. Kind of make this a fall tag. See how it comes out. So I'm going to paint it. Okay. Give it a little shake here so it can dry. And or not dry all the way, but just dry a little bit. I'm going to rinse this out. So while I give that a second, I'm going to use my, this is my poly, my crystal clear top coat, my mini wax that I'm always talking about that I really, really like. I love this sealer. So I use this quite often. So I'm going to pop this lid. You can use glue too. You can use clear glue, but a lot of times I use this. All right, so I got my tag right here. I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon on my tag. Now, keep in mind, a lot of times I do this on metal, on cans. I do it on plastic also. but this time I'm going to do it on this. So I sprinkled my cinnamon on there. And dry that a little bit because I don't want that orange going in my paint. I mean, not my paint, my sealer. What I like to do though is I don't like dipping my brush into my sealer because I don't want the cinnamon going into that, because if I want to paint something else with that, I don't want that on there. So what I'm going to try to do is, bear with me here, I'm going to put some of the sealer on my plate. This way, as you can tell, this brush is pretty old. I use it just for doing like some grungy kind of stuff. All right. So now I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to take that sealer, and I'm going to start dabbing it on my tag. And as this dries, it's going to look, kind of give it that rusty kind of look, actually. I just want to show you what it looks like. So see, it's starting to give it that rusty or, you know, darker look to it. And then once it dries all the way, that's what it'll look like. It'll look rusty. So that's what the cinnamon technique is basically putting your cinnamon on and then putting some type of sealer on top of it. You can use Mod Podge, you could use clear glue, you can use a sealer. I've used that sealer on things, and I've done things last year, and this year they're still looking just as great as they did when I did them last year. So I just wanted to show you that. I want to show you those things because I get a lot of questions on them, and sometimes it's just easier to show you. So I'm going to finish this little tag, I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to see what it looks like because I'll probably use it for something. I'll attach it to something. So I just wanted to let you know that, and I hope this helps. And if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Have a great day.